Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello students, this is the part 6 of electrostatics physics class 12th, and today in this video we are going to discuss the next part of electrostatic field. And in the last video we have discussed about the electrostatic field due to dipole on axial position, and today's topic will be electrostatic field due to the dipole on broadside on position, and torque due to dipole in uniform electric field and non-uniform electric field. We will talk about the conditions. So let us start with the topic for today, and it is electric field due to electric dipole Okay, this was the main topic, and under this we had done the classification in which axial position we already discussed in the last video, and today we are going to discuss broadside on position. Broadside on position. Okay, what is that broadside on position? If the point in question where we are going to calculate electric field that present at the right bisector of the electric dipole. Right bisector, that means a line is drawn which is passing from the center of dipole and it is perpendicular to the dipole. If this point is present on that right bisector, we call this position broadside on position. So keep remember what is broadside on position, what is end on position. When we are talking about end on position, that means we have to calculate electric field at the axis. Okay, on the axis of this dipole there will be a point. If we are talking about broadside on position, that means this is a dipole. This is a dipole where minus q is kept on the left hand side and plus q it is kept on the right hand side. Let this end is A and this end is B. Okay, this is the center of dipole, that is O, and a line is drawn at the right bisector of this dipole. Right bisector of this dipole, that means perpendicular to this dipole, and this point in question is present here. It is let a point P. Okay, so because dipole is a arrangement of two charges kept at very small distance apart from each other, so let from O to A the distance is L, from O to B the distance is L, from O to P the distance is R. The point in question is present at R distance apart from the center of this dipole. We have to meet these two ends of the dipole because we wanted to calculate the electric field, and electric field's formula, it is how we are calculating the electric field intensity due to point charge. It is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. That means charge we have 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught we need r. R is the distance of charge from the point where electric field is to be calculated. So meet point P, join this point P with B, join this point P with A. Okay, after joining, this is R, this is L. By Pythagoras theorem, this value will be R square plus L square. This value also will be R square plus L square. Okay, and let this angle be theta. Okay, this is, I am removing this broadside on position. This is let electric field due to plus q EB. Okay, for minus q, because for the plus q, for the positive charge, I told you the direction of electric field is always away from the point. It start from the charge and end at terminate at infinity. So it is going away from the charge. Okay, and for the minus q charge, it will start at infinity and terminate at the charge. Okay, so it is start from infinity and terminate at the charge. It will come toward minus q. So for minus q, there will be electric field EA. Okay, we are going to mention the direction of electric field because they are vector quantities. Okay, and this angle we have considered theta. Is that clear? So this angle will be 2 theta. Okay, this angle will be 2 theta. And this is the question for you. Why it is 2 theta? By mathematics you find it out. Okay, those are not getting understood, please comment in the box. Okay, I'll tell you how it is 2 theta. So this angle, it is 2 theta. Now we have two electric field EA and EB, and we are going to write them. What is EA and what is EB? Write the expression for EA and EB. Both will be equal to each other because the magnitude of charge is same and distance from the point P, it is same. It is under root r square plus l square. It is also r square plus l square root. So EB or EA will be equal to each other. This will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and that will be q upon r square plus l square. Of square root there will be square. After squaring, that square root is removed. Okay, so it will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l square. So now what is the net electric field? What will be the net electric field? So net electric field we will take by the which law? Law of parallelogram. Law of parallelogram. This will be the resultant electric field E, and it will follow the law of parallelogram. E will be equal to under root EA square plus EB square plus 2EA EB cos theta. And what is theta here? It is 2 theta. Okay. Okay, keep this value. So both the values are equal to each other. EA and EB are equal to each other. Both have the same value. So we can write it as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l squares whole square plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l square, it is whole square. So not whole square of this. This is whole square of whole of this expression. I have to remove this figure because the space is very less. Okay. Due to lockdown, a lot of problems are getting arises. Okay, space is very less for expressions. And here it is 2. Again both have the same value. We will write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l squares whole square, and it is cos 2 theta. Okay. What is to be done now? This value will be equal to 2 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l squares whole square. Okay, take this common because it will be 2 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q r square l square whole square. Take this as common. What will be left inside? 1 plus cos 2 theta. Okay, a little bit mathematics is needed here. Okay, what mathematics is required? Electric field is equal to under root 2 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l squares, it is of whole square. Okay, and this will be 1 plus 2 cos square theta minus 1. Okay, so this one and this one will be cancelled out. What will be left now? Take this amount outside of the square root 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l square. We are taking them outside from the square root. Now what will be left inside? 2 into 2 cos square theta. Okay, square root of this. This will be 4 cos square theta, so take this out. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, this will be 2q upon r square plus l square, and this will be cos theta. Okay, 2 to the 4 will come out from the square root, that will be 2q cos theta. Okay, what is the value of cos theta from the figure? You might have drawn the figure. Okay, so cos theta's value will be equal to, it is base upon hypotenuse. So base it was L and hypotenuse it was under root L square plus R square. So we can write it as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2q upon R square plus L square, and this will be equal to base upon under root R square plus L square. Okay, this will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2ql upon r square plus l square to the power 3 by 2. Okay, this is electric field. So 2ql was the dipole moment. It was the dipole moment. So here I am going to write it. 2ql is equal to p. 2ql is equal to p. So electric field will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p upon r square plus l square to the power 3 by 2. Again we have the same condition for the dipole if the dipole is ideal. Okay, this is the whole sole equation for the dipole. Electric field due to dipole at the broad side on position or at the right bisector of the dipole. Okay, if the dipole is ideal, if the dipole is ideal, if dipole will be ideal, then L square is neglected because the length of dipole will be very smaller than the distance of point of question. So L square we are neglecting in this part. So now net electric field will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p upon r cube. Okay, so this was the derivation for electric field due to electric dipole at the broad side on position and end on position, a very important part of the chapter. Now we have another derivation, that is torque due to dipole. Torque applied, torque exerted on a dipole which is kept in an uniform electric field. So torque on a dipole in uniform electric field. Uniform electric field. So you might have remember, if you have not remember, once you have to see the video of third part in which I have been explained you third part or fourth part like that, okay, in which I have explained you what is the electric field lines for the uniform electric field. For the uniform electric field I have been told you the electric lines of force are equidistant from each other. They are moving in the same direction and they are equidistant from each other. If this kind of visualized figure, a figure it is shown to you, that means it is a uniform electric field. Okay, so if in the uniform electric field an electric dipole is kept at some angle, that electric field try to rotate this dipole. Okay, and we know that this rotating force, this turning force, this twisting force, it is known as torque. Okay, so the twisting force, what twisting force is being applied on the dipole when it is kept in the uniform electric field. So this is a uniform electric field in which an electric dipole is kept. Okay, this is the electric dipole. Here it is minus q charge and here it is plus q charge. This is the center of dipole, and between minus q and plus q there it is a distance of 2l. Suppose this dipole is making an angle of theta with the uniform electric field E. This is the direction of electric field and it is kept at an angle theta from the uniform electric field. So each end of the dipole will experiencing a force, electrostatic force. The positive charge experiencing an electrostatic force, suppose it is the end A, it is the end B. This will be FA, that is QE, away in the direction of electric field, and minus Q will experience the equal amount of force FB, QE will be equal to, okay, that also in opposite direction of applied electric field. It's a vector quantity, I am showing it with vector. So magnitude of force is equal, okay, but this force is acting on the different line of action. Okay, when the two forces are acting at different line of action, their magnitude is equal and their direction it is opposite. Okay, three things are there. Their magnitude must be equal, their direction must be opposite, and they should be applied at the different line of action, because only when they are applying at the different line of action, then only they can rotate a body. If they are acting on the same line of action, then if they are equal and opposite, they will balance to each other. Okay, so here it is the condition. We have two forces FA and FB. Both are applying at the different line of action, having the same magnitude QE and QE, and acting opposite to each other, and they are trying to rotate this dipole. Okay, and this dipole is making an angle of theta. So these are the couple of forces, and couple of forces trying to twist this dipole. For the couple of forces, what is the formula for torque? For the couple of forces, the formula for torque is either force into the perpendicular distance between the line of action of two forces. Okay, this is the formula for the torque of couple of forces. Okay, so what is the torque applied on this dipole? Torque is equal to either force into perpendicular distance between line of action of two forces. Okay, so this is the formula for torque because they are making couple of force. Okay, so we need to find out the direction, the perpendicular distance between the line of action of two forces. So this is the line of action of this force, this is the line of action of this force, and this will be that perpendicular distance which we needed to find out the formula for the torque. Okay, so this is the value 2L sine theta. How it is 2L sine theta? Because sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. This is the perpendicular that we have to find out. So perpendicular will be equal to hypotenuse into sine theta. So hypotenuse it is 2L and sine theta we were finding out. Okay, so 2L sine theta is the perpendicular. So now here will be the formula torque tau is equal to either force, it is QE, I'm not mentioning the direction here, into 2L sin theta. Okay, so torque will be equal to 2QL E sin theta. What is 2QL? Okay, since the chapter is started, I told you the electric dipole moment is represented by 2QL. It is represented by P. So 2QL is equal to P. So tau is equal to PE sin theta. Okay. So if we are writing this expression in the vector form, we will write tau vector P vector cross E vector. Removing sin theta, there would be cross product. Removing cos theta, there will be dot product. Okay, keep remember this thing because students are always forgetting this dot and cross. Okay, they are always confused in this one. Okay, so tau is equal to PE sin theta. We have an expression in sin theta. Here we have to discuss its result. What would be the result of the torque? Okay, and I'm going to make some figure also to make you understand this concept. So here it is, if sin theta, if theta is equal to 0 degree, okay, it is called case number 1. If theta is equal to 0 degree, that means this is the electric field and dipole is kept in this way, minus q to the left hand side and plus q to the right hand side. Why I am keeping like this? Why, when theta is 0, theta means 0, theta 0 means that dipole is in the horizontal position. Horizontal position means it can be 180 also in the horizontal position, but I have taken 0. 0 means the direction of electric dipole moment, it was always from minus q to plus q, and the direction of electric field is same. Dipole moment is always acting along the line joining the two charges. It is minus q, it is plus q. Okay, and dipole moment is from minus q to plus q, and electric field is also having the same direction, both are in the same direction. So theta will be equal to 0. This is called stable equilibrium. This is called stable equilibrium. Okay, this condition is stable equilibrium, and in such condition what should be the torque? What is the value of sin 0? Sin 0 is equal to 0. So torque experienced by the dipole will be equal to 0. Isn't it? Okay, so the next condition it is, if theta is equal to 90 degree. If theta is equal to 90 degree, it means this is the direction of electric field and dipole is kept perpendicular to the direction of electric field. Okay, making an angle theta. This is dipole moment P from minus q to plus q. This is E. Okay, both are having the angle between them 90 degree. If angle between P and E it is 90 degree, then what will be the value of torque? Torque will be equal to PE sin 90, and the value of sin 90 it is equal to 1, so torque will be equal to PE. We call this is the maximum torque experienced by the dipole. Okay, this is the maximum torque. Next it is, if the dipole is making an angle of 180 degree, third condition, if theta is equal to 180 degree, what does this means? This is the direction of electric field and dipole is kept minus q to this side and plus q to this side. Now you got understood why I was saying that you have to keep the dipole as I am saying you to minus q left hand side and plus q to the right hand side, because always in the direction part you are going to stuck. Okay, so don't be stuck in the direction part and keep remember why, when the plus q is this side, minus q in that side, what will be the direction of dipole moment. Okay, so dipole moment is opposite direction of electric field. Now it is from minus q to plus q, and electric field to the this side, to the right hand side, and p is to the left hand side. There would be angle of 180 degree between two of them. So what will be the torque then? Sin 180 it is equal to, sin 180 is equal to 0. So torque will be equal to 0, and this condition is called unstable equilibrium. Okay, what is unstable equilibrium? It is in equilibrium, but it is unstable. If you will little bit you are going to twist it, little bit you are going to force it, it will turn its direction and come into stable equilibrium. Okay, itself that electric field part will twist the dipole in the stable equilibrium. So this was stable equilibrium, this was maximum torque experienced by the dipole, and unstable equilibrium. But these conditions we were applying in uniform electric field. Okay, one more question comes from this section. What is the total charge or total force on the dipole? Okay, in this condition dipole is rotating because a torque is applied on the dipole if it is kept at any angle. Okay, if it is kept in stable equilibrium, then there it is no twisting, but if it is kept at an angle, it will twist. A torque will apply on the dipole. Okay, what is the force applied on the dipole? How much force is applied on the dipole in uniform electric field? Okay, so this is the question for you. We have written in the first figure, the two forces are applied on the ends of dipole. One is in the direction of electric field, one is opposite to the direction of electric field, and both the forces are equal and opposite. Okay, equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, and acting at the different line of action. So total net force acting on the dipole, it is equal to QE and minus QE, that is equal to 0. So net force acting on the dipole, it is equal to 0. What does mean it? It means dipole only show the rotatory motion in the uniform electric field. It is not showing the translatory motion, isn't it? Now if this same dipole is kept, if dipole is kept in non-uniform electric field, where it is non-uniform electric field, if we are keeping this dipole in non-uniform electric field like this, this is an electric field. Okay, different portion having the different value of electric field, like here it is E1, okay, here it is E2. So electric field is different, or this is the dipole kept, this is the dipole kept in this electric field. So this end will experiencing a force F1 is equal to Q E1, okay, and this will experiencing F is equal to Q E2. Okay, the two forces will be equal, will not be equal, but opposite to each other, and here in this condition a net force will be applied on the dipole. If the dipole is kept in a non-uniform electric field, both the ends are experiencing different force of attraction or repulsion, whatever it is being applied on the minus q and plus q. There will be net force applied on the dipole, and because there is net force applied on the dipole, dipole will show a translatory motion as well as a rotatory motion, because a torque is also applied on the dipole. So now the dipole is experiencing torque as well as a net force. So when a dipole is experiencing a torque, it will show a rotatory motion, and a net force, it will show the translatory motion. Now the dipole will move like this. So electric field part, it is completed now. After that it is electric potential and Gauss theorem. So first we will talk about the Gauss theorem, then afterward electric potential. So let's meet in the next video. Wait till then.
Do self study at home and stay home, save lives. Thank you very much.